This is a training video to help explain to you how you're meant to do the pre-ops checks for inboard engines. This video has been done on R100, which has 2 diesel inboard engines. So to start off, make sure that you check with the skipper that you're going to commence the engine checks, and you do this by lifting the hatch using 2 people. We'll show you the correct way to do that. So loosen the hatches. You may need to put some pressure on them if they're a bit tight. Then using your buddy or left hand on the one clip and your other hand in the middle of the hatch, you lift it and put it against the toe post or somewhere where it's not going to blow over in a strong wind. Right, the second step after you've removed the hatch is to do the fluid level checks. You can check the fluid levels for the coolant, please. Don't over tighten the coolant filler cap.
Just make sure the coolant's cold, the engine's cold, and you check the coolant. Next.
And then next you need to check the fluid levels for the hydraulic fluids. There's 2 separate reservoirs. One is for steering and one is for trim.
So we're looking for the fluid level in the reservoirs, and there's a minimum and a maximum indicator on the right hand side of both reservoirs, so they're okay.
So the final fluid level that you need to check is the engine oil, and you check the engine oil using the dipstick and a clean cloth. You remove the dipstick, clean off the oil on the dipstick, and reinsert the dipstick to the full length, and then remove it and check the engine oil levels. They should be at least above the minimum mark.
Minimum, maximum, so this is perfect.
If the engine oil levels are low, you need to let the skipper know. Then step 3, we're checking for leaks and wear and corrosion in the engine room. So inspect the engine for any leaks. A white build-up indicates that there may be a seawater leak. A black build-up may indicate oil or exhaust leak. And also inspect down at the bilges to make sure they're clean. And any black dust may indicate the belts are wearing. After you've checked for leaks, the fifth step is to ensure the bilge pump is working. I'll show you where we keep the hook. So you need to keep the hook here, and this hook helps you to lift up the float levels to test to ensure the alarm
Thanks, mate.
and the pump is working.
Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the bilge pump hook and we're going to look down here. First we're going to check the high water alarm, which is the high float switch. I'm going to lift that up and we're going to listen for that alarm, which we've got. And then we're going to go down to the lower bilge pump float switch, which we're going to lift. And all we'll hear here is a pump clicking on, which we can hear. So they're the 2, so make sure you're using the bilge pump hooks, this little stainless steel rod, and not the boat hooks, because you can knock the bilge float switches off. And the other thing to have a look at is just have a look at the seacogs, make sure the seacog is obviously turned on and there's no damage or any issues around with the seacog.
Also check the seacog, make sure that that's open to closes. So the next thing is just to have a look at overall appearance, make sure there's no loose connections. And the next step is the preventative maintenance step, where we use the can of Lennox spray to spray any areas prone to rust.
So basically on R100 we've got 6 galvanized transom bolts, which we want to just cover in Lanox. We've also got some bolts down here on the prop shaft cover that we want to cover with Lanox, but we don't want to get this on any rubber or belts. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, we're going to reach down the bottom, give that a square, and then on the other side we've got the same. But I'm just going to be careful not to hit any of those. Cool.
You want to do the open and close the C-cock? And show that.
Yep. So to open and close the C-cock, we just go down here,
Brake.
grab this handle.
Brake.
So,
Use that. I can't see it.
yeah, I'll take that. Go down there. And when the handle is horizontal to the flow of the water, that's off. And then parallel to the C-cock body itself, it's on. So very easy, and only ever do that at the instruction of the skipper.
Alright, lastly we're going to show you the correct way to check the belts for the engine.
We'll just have a look at the C strainers while we're here.
Oh yeah.
So we've just got to check, make sure the C strainers are clear. And we're also just going to have a look at the diesel fuel and water separator. This particular Y100 doesn't have a clear bowl in the bottom, so we can't see what's accumulating at the bottom, but we just want to have a look at that and make sure that looks all okay. So, yes it does.
Make sure you secure the hatch rope with the safety strap. And down there you can see the watertight